Welcome back everyone, and a big welcome to my new subscribers. I haven't had much time to film or edit this week because we've gone into lockdown again here in the UK, and it's been a bit of a crazy week. I've had to kind of fit a load of clients in before lockdown and then spent the last few days messaging all my clients to reschedule them. So this is just a quick kind of office growth update and a few tips for you. So I'm just going to go around and show you what's going on with the plants and show you the new growth. So let's start with my PARAISO VERDE. This is a brand new leaf, and this leaf actually has a bit more variegation than the previous leaves, which is brilliant. I have moved it around a few times, but it seems to quite like it here, right next to the humidifier, which I've switched off actually. I need to give it a good clean and fill it up. I would recommend giving your PARAISO VERDE a pole to climb, as this will actually promote larger leaf growth. He's just got a bamboo stick at the moment, but eventually I will get a proper moss pole. I think this is the newest leaf here, which has such a lovely sheen to it, and so far it appears to be the largest leaf, which is good. That's a good sign that it's happy. This guy likes to stay slightly moist, and I have put him on some pebbles as well, which will help increase the humidity if water collects at the bottom there. So he seems quite happy. This is my new SODIROI from Foliage Fanatic. No new growth just yet, but I can see some new growth forming, which is brilliant and quite exciting. This is my METALLICUM. No new growth yet, but fingers crossed in the springtime it will produce some new growth. If you're wondering about the moss that I've got sitting on top of the soil, this is literally just to help try and raise the humidity for the anthuriums. So you can just mist the moss now and again just to keep it slightly moist, and this will actually help raise the humidity. I've had a few new leaves on my BURLE MARXII. This is one of them, and I think this one as well is new. And as you can see, there are lots of growth points going on there, but I don't expect too much growth over the winter now. My queen anthurium is looking rather splendid. There is a new growth point, very, very exciting. Very fussy these, they like really high humidity. So I would definitely recommend getting a humidifier if you don't already have one and you would like to get a queen anthurium. For those that haven't seen this digital painting before, this was some fan art that was sent to me earlier on in the year. I absolutely love it, and as you can see, he made me look like a botanical Disney princess. I'll show you the new growth on these plants in a second, but I just wanted to mention my grow light that I've got for my shelving unit, because I always get asked what grow lights I use, and for my shelving unit I've got the Spider Farmer SF1000 LED grow lights. I have actually dimmed it for the video because it is super bright, and that's a really awesome feature on them. You can actually dim them, so in the winter you can turn it up to make them brighter, and if you don't need the brightness in the summer you can just turn it down. Very, very handy feature. I will attach links below the video if you're interested in buying one or looking at the reviews. But all my plants seem to be super happy. And let me start off with the EPIPREMNUM PINNATUM. This is one of the new leaves here, how beautiful. This was the original leaf, and I think it only had the one leaf actually. So these are all new leaves here. Some are more variegated than others. They're all very, very beautiful. Lovely trailing plant, pretty easy to care for. I've got it in a nice chunky soil mix. I will actually also link my soil mix video below for you, because again I always get asked what soil mix I use for my plants, and you can actually tailor it to any plant you want. I made this little hanging regale earlier on in the year. He is a car charm, but I thought he'd look quite cute here in the office. I do have one in my car. I've got a clarinervium in the car. Again, I always get asked where I got these from, so I will link the video below for you on how I made them. My SODIROI has actually picked up. When I first got it, it was a bit fussy and had a few yellowing leaves, but now it's started really going for it, and I've got about, how many leaves? I think there's 4 leaves there, and then we've got a new one on the way, so it's a little bit happier now that it's settled in. I was really excited to show you my Florida beauty. So when this first arrived, it had pretty much no variegation. I think the original leaf is this one here, so it had a tiny bit of variegation. I feel like there might have been one more leaf that has dropped that had no variegation. But anyway, since having it underneath this grow light, it produced this leaf, and then it produced this one. And oh, if you're wondering what this substance is on your philodendrons, it's actually completely normal. It is called extra floral nectaries. So I just need to go round to the side of the cabinet to show you the next newest leaf. So this was the next leaf that it produced, and as you can see, it is highly variegated, very, very beautiful. It is quite a bit smaller than the original leaf, and that can be quite normal if you have bought a plant and it's moved into a different environment. It can take some time for it to kind of settle in and start producing bigger leaves again. I would recommend again using a growth pole for this particular plant, as that will help promote larger leaves. And I'll have to go back up the top again to show you the brand new leaf. This is the newest leaf here. Again, it looks like it's going to be highly variegated. It can take a while for it to kind of surface, because they do come out a kind of lime green to begin with, and then the green actually darkens over time, so the variegation will become more pronounced. But this leaf is actually a bit larger than the last one, which is a really good sign. Beautiful, one of my favourite plants. I just love the shape of the leaves as well. So behind we have a melanochrysum that I got in quite a few months ago, and it didn't really have any roots, so I have been rooting it in, I think I started off in water, then I switched to moss, and then I potted it up, and it has actually got some new growth now, which I'll show you. Here's the new growth. Looking good. Again, these particular plants would appreciate a moss pole to climb, which reminds me I need to actually add one to my melanochrysum downstairs, because it's getting quite big now. And while I'm around here, I'll just show you my other fan art. Oh, it's got the sun shining on it. Hang on, let me close the curtains. Well, that's better. How beautiful. This was another fan art that I got sent earlier on in the year. Again, I'll attach her details below. So up on the top of the cabinet here, we've got some new growth here and here. Again, this one took ages to settle in, and the first few new leaves that it produced, it actually, they ended up going brown. So it's doing much better now. It's not getting the best light up here, to be honest, so maybe that's one reason why it didn't do very well, but it seems to have settled in now. I ended up putting my pink splash up here because it has started trailing, but I think I need to give it a pole to climb because all the new leaves are really, really tiny. So as we go down, the leaves get smaller and smaller and minuscule. So yes, I think I'm going to give it a pole to climb to try and promote larger leaf growth, even though it does look really pretty trailing. yeah, well, if we're going to get smaller leaves than this, then we're not even going to be able to see them. So excuse the dirt in my nails. I have been doing some plant maintenance this morning. This is the newest leaf on my forgetii. So I did actually fertilise the plants today, and that will probably be the last time I fertilise them until springtime, although sometimes I'll add a tiny bit in, very diluted over the winter. I just use the baby bio houseplant food. And this is the newest leaf on my regale. Very beautiful. So down here on my propagation shelf, we've got a few things going on. I've got some ANTHURIUM hybrids at the end there. I've got an ALOCASIA CUPREA, which I took from the mother plant. It had loads of little babies popping up all around the base, so I took a couple out. This is a cutting that I'm propagating for my friend. She absolutely loves trailing plants, and it's got some quite good roots now. So it won't be too long before I pop that one up. Oh, my Monstera cutting, wet stick, has finally got some growth, which is rather exciting. At the moment it does look like it's very highly variegated, but we'll have to see how it comes out. Hopefully it doesn't come out all white. I've got a baby pink princess, a couple of white knights over there. Got some really nice variegation coming on this leaf. And at the back here we've got my variegated Monstera. So basically I've got the bottom part of the plant downstairs, which has already produced a new leaf. That wet stick is the middle part, and then this is the top. Let me show you this leaf, because this is the most variegated. How beautiful is that? And whoa, look at these aerial roots. I might have to give these a trim because they're just getting a bit ridiculous. But the roots are doing really well. This actually needs potting up. I should do that very soon, or I'll have to wait until springtime. And then what have we got down here? We've got a SODIROI cutting. This is actually sold. It's got a new leaf and another one on the way, and another growth point down there. Been rooting that for months. And I've got my Choco Red, which is also rooting in some moss. Syngonium. A few random things. Photonia back there that looks a bit sad because it needed watering. So that's pretty much everything on my shelving unit at the moment. I forgot to mention, when I'm changing the water, which I try to do every week, and I use room temperature filtered water, I do add a few drops of the liquid fertilizer now and again. I don't know if you're meant to do that, but I do, and well, you can see there that, you know, the roots are looking pretty good. So that's just something that I personally do. Up here we have a lovely new leaf on my Vitarifolium, and it is the largest leaf so far, so I'm really pleased that it seems very happy with its environment. And I'm pretty sure there's another new leaf on the way up there somewhere. This is the plant that I took the cutting from, and this is the one that actually ended up shingling onto the wall all the way up, and then once it reached the top, it started to crawl along the ceiling, and then it kind of fell off a bit, so I just kind of tucked it on top of the brackets there, and it's kind of growing all the way along and down here. I can't believe how long it is. That's just crazy. My Melanochrysum, which I've propagated a few times, is not, I wouldn't say it's particularly happy. I mean, it's growing, but the leaves are all stunted and all kind of distorted. It does need brighter light, and it's getting quite good humidity in here, but I think it's a light issue, so I might have to end up moving it somewhere else. My Alocasia CUPREA is doing really well. This one didn't go dormant last winter, so it'll be interesting to see whether it goes dormant this winter or not. But this one has produced quite a lot of leaves over the last few months. Beautiful, one of my favourite plants. If you'd like to see my giant Alocasia CUPREA, which is about 3 feet tall, which is in my living room, it's absolutely huge, check out my Halloween tour from last week. I'll link that below for you as well. It is quite spectacular. This one's been growing quite a lot as well. This is really, really pretty. Beautiful variegation. You can get cream and white variegation on this one. Again, this plant has been growing quite well this year. It was a bit slow to start with, but over this summer it did go a bit wild, and I'm really happy that it started trailing. There's another bit there as well. And then we've just got my Clarinervium. This is the newest leaf here. I absolutely love the veining on this plant. It is truly magnificent. Again with my Florida Ghost, which actually doesn't really produce ghosts because it's not getting enough light, so I do need to move it somewhere brighter. The leaves actually started off much smaller as it was originally a cutting, and eventually, after probably over a year now, it has actually started producing much larger leaves. So finally it's happy, but I just need to, actually I need to repot it because it has gone a bit mad. It needs a proper pole and I need to move it somewhere brighter, but it is doing really well. My Syngonium Panda is looking really happy. There's some new growth coming through there. I love the variegation on this one. This guy has finally started growing. I received this as a cutting from a friend earlier on in the year, and it took months and months and months to produce any new growth. But you can see the top part where it's a bit lighter in colour is the new growth. Sorry if you can't see that very well. There we are. So I'm really happy that it started to grow. So I keep this one on the windowsill where it's nice and sunny. This is a west-facing windowsill. So I do keep some cacti and succulents on this window, and this has produced a couple of new leaves here. At first it wasn't very happy. Again, it took a while to settle in, but yeah, I'm pretty sure these two are brand new leaves. But then it's produced this weird leaf that hasn't got any variegation, so it will be interesting to see what the next one looks like. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I really hope you enjoyed the office growth update. I hope you're all keeping safe and well, and if you are in lockdown again, hope your plants are keeping you busy. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all soon.